Rich Tehrani here, CTIA 2010 in Las Vegas. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to be interviewing Ray Wizbawski, who is the Director of Marketing Communications for Gemalto. Ray, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Really excited, pumped, thrilled to have you on our program. You want to give us an overview about your company and what you're doing?
Sure. So Gemalto is the world leader in digital security, and as it pertains to CTIA and the wireless show, is a leading producer of SIM cards and associated software and applications. In fact, we produced over 1 billion SIM cards last year and have then put out the OTA platforms, the over-the-air platforms, and all the associated services that go along with that.
So what are you seeing in the market?
That's a great question. What we're seeing in the market is a trend towards putting more sophisticated applications into the secure area of the mobile handset. So in the case of Gemalto, we see that in the SIM card, or the UICC, which is what is being used in 4G and LTE networks, the Universal Integrated Circuit Card. And we're seeing that as we're transitioning from SMS being a base of that communication to HTTP as being the base of that communication, we're now seeing the ability to put more sophisticated applications in a secure area of the handset.
So what kinds of applications?
Mobile financial services is one that comes to mind, where we're able to secure the transaction of somebody wanting to use their cell phone to conduct a mobile transaction, a financial transaction like paying a bill or any other type of transaction where they're moving money from their account to another account. You could be transferring money from your account to someone else's account, in the case of transferring across borders, for example. So a lot of things that revolve around the mobile world, or the financial world. We're also seeing applications for mobile marketing, more ability to reach that end user and that customer with relevant content that is particular to them based upon their usage patterns, and be able to give them what they're looking for when they're looking for shopping or doing other things that would happen in their normal everyday life.
Are there parts of the world that are more concerned about security than others right now?
Well, I think that you get a combination. You have, the U.S. is a very security-centric market. You see the same thing in Europe. There's a little less emphasis on security in other areas of the world, only because the necessity of the technology predicates that they focus on the applications as opposed to security. The good thing about Gemalto is they get the security and the application at the same time.
That makes sense. And so in terms of new products and things like that?
Well, we have a lot of things that we're showing here. We've recently acquired a couple companies. NetSize, for example, is a company that does SMS marketing, so mobile marketing for the end user that we can take to the carrier and allow them to provide that as a service. Sure. Trusted Logic is another acquisition where it's the ability to put a secure application on another area of the handset instead of just a secure element, expanding the secure area within the handset to for example, a chipset. And we did an announcement with Texas Instruments earlier this week, talking about how working with their OMAP chipset, being able to integrate mobile financial services using this Trusted Foundations product.
Fantastic. And so what's the future?
The future is a connected world, and that connected world happens on a variety of different levels. Not only are we talking about your handset, the mobile device that you use to make calls, but now we're thinking about other areas of connectivity. So, for example, a reader device where
Sure.
there's a SIM card connecting that to content. But we're moving into a world where machine to machine is really coming on. The M2M world is really coming online in connectivity of all sorts of devices. Sure. So automotive applications where your car then tells the dealership or the manufacturer when you need a service, or a glucose reader that now tells the doctor what your blood sugar level is. So a lot of devices that we use in our everyday life that now can be connected into this connected world that gives us the opportunity to have better reading of information and more efficiency in billing and more efficiency in delivering care or taking care of everyday maintenance of particular products.
And we've got a deal with security in all those areas.
Absolutely. One of the most important parts of that is securing that. Let's take, for example, in smart grid, where we put a SIM card in a meter, and the meter then reports your usage to the utility company. Well, you don't necessarily want that information, as innocuous as it may sound. You don't want that information necessarily going to everybody. You know,
right.
Suddenly you have a power spike,
right.
and people are wondering why you suddenly are have this great consumption of power during 1 month. So it's, there's a lot of looking at this from a securing the privacy of an individual. When
Sure.
you talk about healthcare and those types of applications, you want to make sure that in a connected world, that information about you, about me, about our families is secure and is being transmitted in a way that doesn't compromise your identity or your safety.
That makes a lot of sense. And you imagine that you also you come up with the opportunity, or you now have the opportunity for people that want to create problems for others to be able to now do it on the net, whether it's messing with someone's electrical system or their medication or things like that. I mean, we're really getting to a world where hackers have an infinite number of targets, and the goal is now to try to lock them out.
Right. And that's, Gemalto's been doing that for a long time now. As Gemalto, for over 3 years as a company, for decades, we've been working on this technology and have been a leader in security and a leader in all types of security, including the most secure areas of our lives. Protecting you from in the banking world with online transactions or your payment card. In the federal government, providing identity solutions for the military, or U.S. electronic passports. Those are technologies that the governments and companies come to us to provide to them because of the level of effort and research and development that we do around security, ensuring that the product that they're getting is a product that's safe, and it's a product that's going to ensure that the user of that product is going to be secure.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being on the program today. This was great learning about your company and what you're up to.
Appreciate the time.